I used to work at a media conversion lab in Queens. We digitized old film reels, Betamax tapes, you name it. Most of the time, it was wedding footage, local news recordings, or dusty home videos that had been sitting in attics since the 80s. However, every once in a while, strange things would come through, like the box that showed up in late 2017. It was small and unmarked, except for a faded sticker on the side that read, E.S.S. Project, Archive 4. No sender address, no packing slip. Just that cryptic label, written in sharp, blocky handwriting. I realized that the SS probably meant Sesame Street. We'd received plenty of oddball stuff from the children's television workshop over the years. Most of it was unused skits, puppet rehearsals, promotional reels, but this tape didn't match any of those. It was a battered old VHS. The plastic was warped slightly, like it had been left somewhere too warm. The label on the front was handwritten in black marker. E.S.S. Tape 4, Dream Eater. I decided to run it through the digitizer late one evening. The office was quiet, just me and the soft hum of old monitors. I loaded the tape and watched as the screen flickered to life. First came a color bar test pattern, then that familiar static fuzz. But something about the white noise sounded heavier, like it had a rhythm to it, like breathing. Then the Sesame Street theme began to play, but it sounded weird. The melody stretched and sagged like it was melting, each note decaying into the next. It wasn't nostalgic, it felt disturbing. The screen cut to black. Silence. Then a bedroom faded in. Dim lighting, heavy shadows in the corners. The entire scene had a dreamlike softness to it, like it had been filmed through gauze. A little girl, maybe 5 or 6, lay in bed beneath a blanket with cartoon stars on it. Her chest rose and fell slowly. White text appeared over black. Elmo, the Dream Eater. Then he stepped into frame. He came in from the left. He was unmistakably Elmo. Round head, big nose. But it was like someone had tried to reconstruct him from memory and failed. His fur was a dull, dirty red, soaked and stringy, clumping in places like wet moss. His arms hung stiff at his sides. His eyes, once wide and friendly, were now just reflective black marbles, glossy and twitching. But it was his mouth that made my stomach turn. His lips were parted just enough to reveal what looked like 6-inch teeth. They jutted outward from his jaw at an unnatural angle. When he did speak, his jaw clicked and cracked open. His voice was nearly normal, but layered beneath it was something else. A soft whisper echoing his words, but delayed, like it was speaking from inside your own skull.
Elmo sees your sleepy side.
The girl in bed stirred, her face tensed in confusion, then fear. Elmo didn't move. He just stood there, staring, smiling. Then he lifted one arm and gestured toward a door that hadn't been there before. It opened on its own. He led her through it. Each space they entered looked less like a child's imagination and more like something pried from the unconscious mind. The first room resembled her classroom, but all the children had featureless faces, and her teacher's head was just a blurred smear that flickered. The next was her home, but inverted, furniture upside down, clocks ticking backwards, and her reflection in the hallway mirror turning to walk away. The third door led to a bright white space. The walls were covered in crayon drawings, hundreds of them. Each picture showed Elmo with a mouth too big for his head, teeth stretching to the floor, and children with their eyes scribbled out. Each room, her fear deepened. Her steps grew slower. Her eyes darted around. She tried to turn back, but Elmo blocked her path.
Dreams taste better when they're scary,
He whispered. She opened her mouth to scream, but the sound came out as static. Her skin began to flicker. Elmo reached toward her, his hand jittering through frames. And the footage warped so badly, the screen nearly went black. When it stabilized, they were in the final space. A blank room flooded in red light. No walls, no doors. The only detail was the floor, which stretched out forever in every direction. Elmo stood alone in the middle, arms at his sides, head tilted. Slowly, he turned toward the camera. He walked forward, teeth clicking with each step. When his face filled the frame, he leaned in, close enough to see the slimy sheen on his massive teeth.
You dream too. What flavor are you?
The screen went to static. I sat frozen for a long time. Later that night, I tried to find any record of the E.S.S project. Nothing. No mentions on Sesame Workshop's internal archives. Nothing on fan sites, nothing in public databases. I reached out to someone I used to know in media preservation. He told me to drop it. That whatever I'd found, it was never meant to be seen. Early in the morning, I woke to the sound of my TV powering on. I hadn't touched the remote. The screen was pitch black, but I could swear something shifted in the reflection, just slightly. Something tall and red. I woke up on the floor, curled next to the digitizer machine a day later. My arm was covered in tiny scratches, like someone had been tracing my veins. When I checked the security footage, the camera feed for my section had been cut out for exactly 17 minutes, right in the middle of the night. I asked maintenance if they'd done any resets. They hadn't. Later that afternoon, my boss told me someone from Sesame Workshop called the office directly. No name, no callback number. Just a message. Tell him not to share what he saw. Tell him we'll be in touch. I hadn't told anyone about the tape yet. Now every time I try to sleep, I hear this low, clicking chant. It's not words. It's like teeth, clicking in patterns. Like something is trying to speak with the sounds. I don't know exactly what it's saying, but I think I'm starting to understand it. Elmo doesn't eat dreams. He uses them as doorways.